Hello everyone and welcome to a new video of Lastwar TV. Today we're talking about technology researches and especially what to do after you've reached T10 units. So you have unlocked T10 units, you're done with special forces, up to the next tech. Nope, it's not that easy. Um, as you can rush through the special forces tree with having nodes on 1 of 10, for example, and get to the next node and then get to the final nodes to finally reach T10. You most probably have skipped some really important stuff. Like, you want all these heads maximized first, especially the moral head. Having more moral than your enemy increases your damage by a lot. And if you have less, well, then the enemy's damage is increased by a lot, so that is a must-have. You must max out this immediately after you get T10. Also, after you maxed moral, make sure to max out all defense, attack, and HP boost nodes. After maxing out them, I highly suggest to max out training speed, and I'm currently also maxing barrack expansion. So more or less you want to get about, I don't know, 93% special forces before you really move on. So you've done that. Besides special forces, you should always try to progress in your hero tech. So you want to reach these bottom 4 nodes, and because these enhance stats for all your squads, not only for one, for all your squads. So it's really valuable and important to max out hero tech. So after you're done on Wednesday with your special forces or defense or siege or aircraft mastery, whatever, you should always start a hero research afterwards. You should also make sure that you sooner or later max out your units tech, except the last node. The last node here is useless. Load capacity is useless. So, but max out every defense, attack, and HP nodes here. So, but what do we do on Wednesdays? Okay, my special forces are maxed out now. My next goal is to get an extra drill ground. So this is your first goal, extra drill ground. Nice. Then you ignore siege again and go deep into defense because you want to have all this defense, attack, and HP nodes on max. Like max out these, then max out these 3, and lastly max out these 3 nodes. Now, why? Because it is nice not to be ashed during PvP. It's as simple as that. If you max out this first, it's harder to ash you, to break through your defense. So you live longer, it's harder to ash you, you have more time to be useful in a war situation. So that's why I always max out, tell the people to max out defense before they max out siege. So you will end up with about 80% of defense, and then you go deep into siege. Also, I highly suggest training speed because, well, I'm always low on troops, so I want to have troops, so training speed it is. And in siege, more or less, it's the same as in defense. Max out all HP, attack, and defense nodes until you get down here. And also, Fatal Strike is pretty nice, but not necessarily a must-have, but it's really nice, to be honest. It's cheap and fast, so why not get it? So you got siege and defense on about 80% now. Well, now you can really focus on the mastery nodes. I did put some points into mastery already because I wanted to have this march size increase. But now it gets painfully painfully expensive. So every single research in here is more expensive than it's nearly twice the cost of a single siege or defense research. So this is already a good sign. I should first go into defense and siege because it's cheaper and faster, so I have more upgrades in a shorter amount of time compared to mastery. So I've ultimately switched to first focus on defense and siege and then continue mastery afterwards. And that should be also your goal. If you already unlocked the Age of Oil, one of your tech centers should always be running the Age of Oil stuff, like increasing the oil well output so you get to the space expansion node as fast as possible. I highly suggest to also max research enhancement and max your coin output because, well, you're always low on gold. At least I am always low on gold, no matter how much I farm. You should also from time to time check if your from time to time, you should also check if your development tree looks good. So you should have maxed out every single research and build speed increase. And I also recommend every single barrack expansion and focus training node. So you can... I can still max this coming soon. And I should also max this. Also pretty cheap and fast. So I'm going to do this and this pretty soon. So you should make sure your development gets on track. If you are missing some tech speed up or training speed up there, it's nice to have them to, well, grow faster in general. And well, that's it. So to summarize, after you've finished T10 units, you do moral, then you more or less pump up special fortresses to like 93% or something like that. Then you pump up you get your 4th drill ground, your extra drill ground. Then you pump up defense fortification until you have every attack, defense, and HP node. Same for the siege tag. And then lastly, you go into mastery. And that's it. I hope this helped. If something was unclear or you have more questions, feel free to put them into the comments.